everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 171. I think we're still on 171.
You don't even know. It's okay.
Well,
no one knows.
We did
171.
Last... Okay, housekeeping. We did record last week, but it was so terrible that I just stopped it and put the kibosh on it, and we just didn't release it because it was terrible. Yeah, so this is episode 171. This is a new format, so it's just basically just us hanging out and talking about random shit for an hour. Speaking of, I should probably get a timer on that. Yep, it's about an hour. Fair enough. So, we've got Weasel.
Yo.
Spoken.
A
Zero.
Hello, everybody.
And Kenchwa.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and God, my leg hurts.
What happened?
Well, should I just go into it?
Sure.
All right.
Like
So,
what?
I was wrestling on Wednesday night, and you guys have no idea what I'm about to say, but just bear with me. So, some dude hit me with a clothesline,
Okay, I know that.
Yeah.
but it was a special kind of clothesline. That
Yeah,
was
I know that.
It was the kind of clothesline that was done by the wrestler Chris Benoit. Most of you know who that is for bad reasons. So, but he was a really good wrestler, and people use his stuff a lot. So he hit me with a Chris Benoit style clothesline. But when he did it, his knee slammed into my thigh and like messed up my quad.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, and then I had to go like immediately to work afterwards. So I was limping all night and in agonizing
Sorry to
pain.
hear that.
It's okay. It happens more than you'd think.
And
I've
why exactly?
had that exact kind of injury to my leg more than once in the last 6 months. Yeah, I can imagine how often it must happen.
I'm just watching a clip of that Chris Benoit clothesline over and over again. I'm thinking, ow.
Yeah.
Ow. Oh.
It's a really good move.
What
But
bad reasons would there be to know this guy? Because I don't know this guy, and the only thing that's coming to mind is Benoit balls, and that's a different thing, probably.
okay. I don't want to tell the story. Okay, fine. I'll tell the story. In the year 2007, Chris Benoit killed his wife and son at their home.
Yeah, he's a murderer.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough.
And there are reasons for that, but there are reasons that it happened, mostly to do with his own health and basically concussions and stuff. He had the brain of like an 85-year-old Alzheimer's patient by the time he died. So
Right.
he was not in the right state of mind, hopefully.
Sounds okay then.
But yeah, you asked.
Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
regret it immediately.
And that was a mistake.
Yep.
So,
Well, usually you hear wrestler and you know them for bad reasons. You think of someone like Hulk Hogan or something. But, you know,
That's a different thing.
it's a very different scenario going on that you just outlined. So, yeah.
Yeah.
so before the podcast started, we started talking about Doctor Doom and how he's a great godfather, and then how he saved Christmas, and then we ended up talking about
Godfather.
yes, and then I ended up talking about the new Thor trailer dropped. So the thing is with the Thor movies is they don't have the best track record. Thor
That's
1
pretty
was
slightly
yeah. Thor 1 was fun enough. Thor 2 was just
execrable.
bland. It was bland. I wouldn't say it was like the worst movie ever or anything. I mean, it had production value, but it was bland and completely skippable. Like, completely skippable.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor 3 looks to be actually like they put... It looks like it has the budget of an actual like Avengers movie or something. Because it looks really good. You got that Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it. Hulk shows up. They're throwing in a little bit of Planet Hulk. Pretty good.
Don't really know what they're
Everybody's
going to do with the Planet Hulk stuff, because as far as I'm aware, that didn't go so well. Like,
I mean,
I don't. They can't make, like I mentioned it before the podcast, but they can't make a solo Hulk film because the rights for that are owned by somebody else. So in order to add in any sort of Hulk plot line, they have to add it into another movie with a character.
yeah. Also, the Planet Hulk stuff isn't going to be the same story wise because his circumstances for being there aren't the
Let's
same.
really hope it's not the same, because if it's anything like the circumstances of the comic line, then shit's fucked when he gets back.
Yeah. They're taking a bit from it, because the thing with the Hulk is he at the end of like 2, he goes into a ship. The week of Ultron. He goes into a ship that's capable of space travel and just flies away as the Hulk, and then that's the last we see of him.
Yeah. In the comics, he was forcefully sent away because the Hulk is dangerous.
Yes, and so it's very different attitude-wise. And so, like, it showed in the trailer, Thor and Hulk get put into arena against each other. And they cut Thor's hair.
What?
Yeah. So now he matches up more with his current comic equivalent.
I literally cannot imagine Thor without his glorious dreads.
But on the other hand, they did give him his helmet, finally.
Oh, thank fuck. They haven't made it a complete travesty. Well, they haven't made his appearance a complete travesty. The movie is a different thing entirely.
They broke his hammer, though.
Yeah, Hela shows up and shatters his hammer.
Oh,
For the first time in the movies, but in the comics it shatters all the time, so...
Well, yeah, but... Oh my god.
So Thor has to...
There's a reason that I haven't watched anything since Age of Ultron in Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, I mean, Civil War was better than Age of Ultron in every regard.
Here's the thing about the Marvel movies. I don't give a shit about the comic lore when it comes to the actual Marvel movies. If I want to fucking care about the comic story, I'll read the comics. I watch the movie or something else. So I don't really take the comic story. The
I like when there's nice references, but I don't need it to be perfect to the comics. It's its own universe.
The main reason I haven't watched Civil War is mostly because just hearing the title brings up
it's
in my head to the second shittest comic storyline of all time.
They adapted it so it's not complete garbage.
Yeah.
How about that?
Tony Stark is not suddenly a neo-Nazi style person in it. So
yeah, it's adapted well.
To be entirely fair, some form of superhero registration does make sense.
And that's the point they're making. That's actually the point they're making. It's not just ridiculous.
It's just the comics' idiot, false fucking dichotomy.
Yeah, no, and since nobody really has a secret identity in the MCU, it's not about secret identities. It's like we need to have you guys managed by the government because you guys keep blowing crap up and it keeps affecting people's lives. So that's kind of the angle they're going for. The UN, it really you guys need to work under them and help people in a way that doesn't ruin other people's days and lives and whatever.
That's actually fairly reasonable.
Yep.
I'm still not going to watch it because it's still at least verbally connected to the second stupid storyline that Marvel has ever produced.
That's a shame.
That's a shame.
Ask him what the first one was.
We know what the first one was.
Okay.
Freaking
I've ranted on that on this podcast before.
Yeah,
Ant-Man was okay. Ant-Man's a movie that I was like, that's okay, and then I forgot about it. So I started thinking about Marvel movies. Doctor Strange is a very beautiful movie in terms of visuals.
It was
I have
good.
to check that one out.
I actually saw Doctor Strange. He was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the best told story or anything, but it's very beautiful
Doctor
visually.
Strange. It was never going to be the best told story.
Yeah, I know. So,
I mean, this is a character who was explicitly inspired by 1970 psychedelia and acid trips.
and yes, there is an acid trip in the movie several times.
God, is there an acid trip in that movie?
Yeah.
I prefer an antacid trip.
And
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is
think about what you just did, Weasel.
freaking Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is right around the corner as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
watch.
true. I think I might be watching that with my sister. Yeah.
I
need
might
to
have to do some of
watch
the
the first one
PS2
again.
stuff and watch them. But yeah, so what else has been going on in people's weeks?
I beat Persona.
You beat it, you fucker. I'm
Yeah, I
still
beat it.
doing stuff. Like me and Casey, the other day when nobody showed up, we were just sitting here playing it together for
Yeah,
hours.
we just happened to be on the exact same dungeon as well.
Which dungeon are you guys on?
I am right this moment doing the boss fight for I'm going to say the pyramid for the sake of not spoiling things.
And
Okay.
I beat the one after that.
Yeah, I've already beaten this one, but I've been following the guide that exists that is basically, here's how you do everything in one run, because I don't care about time management games. That's not where my fun is. So I just want to see all the content. And
I'm doing 2 runs because
yeah,
you
I'm
get
doing 2 runs anyway, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I found out after doing this boss fight that I fucked up once, because there's a juice stand in the underground that'll give you a free stat point. Well, it costs $5,000, but it's free-ish. That won't cost any time. But you have to do all of them, and I missed one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I screwed everything up because of that, so...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
I missed that. Gosh. But all my stats are maxed, so I'm going into the next playthrough, all stats maxed. And you get perks that you get to carry over based on which ones you maxed and even which girl you romanced.
Sweet.
Nice.
awesome.
Who are you going for, Kenshi?
As in girl, I already got her. Makoto.
Yeah, Makoto's a strong choice.
Best go.
I went with...
There's one that I am a fan of, but haven't actually seen anything of yet, so... Jury's still out, but Makoto is...
I went with Futaba the first time.
Can I just say that's kind of... I mean, Japan, yeah, but that's kind of a weird name for a girl. It doesn't sound like a name for a girl.
Yeah, it does. It's a weird name.
Makes me think of Dick Girls.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, yeah.
I went with it because one, I like her character, and second of all, it seems like the most canon one out of all of them. So,
What?
So
Just
just
live at her
leave
dad's
that on the
fucking
table, huh?
restaurant?
yeah.
That reminds me of girls.
So, yeah, it does. I can't deny that.
Just
The
lay it
name
all
is
out
not
on the
great.
table, guys.
But she's fun character wise, and the 4th dungeon, the pyramid, really sold me on her. So
It's kind of
Yeah.
though, aesthetic wise. But, you know.
I have found that none of the players are liking Anne.
no, Anne's fine. Anne's okay.
She's
See,
fun,
that is the
but she's not
consistent-
interesting. Is the problem?
That is the consistent opinion I've seen in every person who's played the game. Anne's okay.
She's better than Yukari, in my opinion.
From Persona 3?
Yeah,
That is a low fucking bar to set.
Yeah,
and that's that's the only bar that I did set. So
That is a low fucking bar to set.
Listen, the bar has to be set somewhere, and if it's too high, no one will ever get
in
over it.
So-
fairness, there is another bar that is actually a fairly good measure because they're on very similar, character paths. She is way worse than Rise.
And is better than Yukari, but worse than Rise. And well, all 3 are lovers Arcana.
They are, but Rise and Anne have literally the same character path.
Well,
yeah, dude,
no,
it's hard
not
to beat
exactly.
Rise. It's hard to beat Rise.
I
exactly,
did.
but
I
it's
maxed out and Social Link. It's different from Rise on a different scale, I guess. I wouldn't say it's the same.
Yeah, you're right. I'd say it's actually on a lesser scale, and that might be why it's not quite as interesting.
Aww.
I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but
Well, you guys
I
spoiled the entire thing for Futaba, so
all I said was Futaba, and she's a good character, and that's all I said regarding Futaba.
anyway.
Yeah. So I beat that game. I think I'd be in 80 hours.
This game has dominated my free time.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Kenshi were basically talking about how essentially we think our health has suffered because of this game, because we haven't really done anything else but play it, including eat and
Like, after
sleep
we-
sometimes.
After we talked about it, I actually did work out after I stopped. And then I worked out the next 2 days and didn't play as much. But, yeah, basically.
Nice.
Nothing's like living your anime high school life.
It's better than my real one.
I
I noticed recently that my anime social life has more money than I actually do. And that kind of
Well, you didn't go dungeon crawling when you were in high school, so you didn't get money.
probably should have.
Get money. Money on my motherfucking mind.
No.
So,
Keep going.
no. The thing about New Game Plus on that game is that if you want to do, there's a secret boss fight you can only do on New Game Plus. So I have to do my second playthrough.
Cool.
I want to do that secret boss.
Oh, you're one of those people who wants 100% completion?
No, it's not that I want 100% completion for everything. I just want 100% completion for Persona because I like that franchise a lot.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Good taste.
Like
So-
I'm not going to platinum it unless I really like it.
I'm probably going to platinum it, I'm not going to lie.
I don't platinum anything because I don't have that kind of patience. I've only platinum one game ever, and that was by accident.
Really?
Yes,
Which game was that?
Oh, it was WWE 2K 2013.
Why?
I told you, it was by accident.
Oh, right, okay.
He was just having fun playing it, and then he got the trophy that said, "Oh, by the way, you've done everything that the developers thought was worth doing in this game."
Pretty much.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm totally playing it right now. I thought I should mention. Playing
Oh, I am too. I am too.
I would be playing it right now if I wasn't downstairs in my room. Because I still.
I've got Fallout 4 running right now, which is one of the only 3 major things I've done this week.
All right.
I am not playing anything right now. I'm too busy talking with you guys.
Yeah,
Learn to
we're not as
multitask.
professional as you, though, Weasel. It's fine.
No, we're just better at multitasking.
So the 3 things that I've done this week are Fallout 4, some really, really, really unspeakably shit performances. $20 an hour. That's the only thing that makes it worth it.
Hmm.
He sings at a church.
$20 an hour.
I sing in a church that has 0 self-awareness.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There was a bit on Friday where they did the reading from the bit in Matthew with Barabbas, the murderer. So, yeah, they read out the bit that was used by the Catholic Church for like 1,000 years to justify blood libel.
That's not great.
Not really, no.
I mean, I'm happy with my church. They know what they're doing, and like it's also a big church, so we have like a big stage, and like for our worship, we have people come out with guitars and do like Christian rock songs, with lights and everything. So it's fun. But like for the longest time, I would go to like I lived in like a small town in Arkansas for a while, and so I would go to a small Methodist church there. Boy, was that was fun.
Could be worse. I mean, it's Moravians, the ones that I sing with. It's not that they're like one of the conservative mega churches or anything. They just have no self-awareness. They're incredibly traditional, and they read the stuff because that's what they've always read. And the third thing that I did was find the worst good fan fiction I've ever encountered.
That's might need a little more explanation of what that is, like how that works.
It's a 360,000 word Naruto fanfic called The Boy and the Team. And on the one hand, it's a really good fan fiction that shows some distinct changes from canon from a single event changing in the past. It's kind of for one of an L, kind of a crack fic, a little bit of a mix between them. On the other hand, because of that change, several characters that are major focuses of the first half of the story are completely broken. And the main character gets put through psychological torture and is repeatedly shown his own death in a genjutsu as a motivational tactic for training. And the person who does that to him gets a slap on the wrist that is later reduced to even less of a slap on the wrist. It's an incredible fanfic, but my God, I want to see the teacher beheaded.
I can't remember whether I've read that one or not.
I'll link it.
It's entirely possible I have.
I probably don't want to read it.
I certainly don't.
It is fascinatingly disturbing. That's the chapter I'm currently on.
Feel free to keep talking.
The main character is this universe's version of Sakura Haruno.
Is that a hiccup or a retch?
Hiccup.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was a dry heave.
No.
Okay, yeah, totally not read this one. I'm gonna give it a pass. Just because it seems like the reasonable thing to do.
Hey, Boruto started.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
You know what Rock Lee called his son?
I don't.
Seal
care.
Metal Lee.
Oh, my mind went straight to Digimon.
Rock Lee named his son Metal Lee.
Yep. That's a thing.
Well,
what's next, Dubstep Lee?
You know, I honestly would probably be reading Boruto if I hadn't seen the first couple of chapters translated and the art style was less completely disgusting.
Apparently the anime has a good opening. Oh, no.
Well,
your mom has a good opening.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are gross.
I try.
Well, he's the one that went for the lowest of low balls.
Maddie?
Hi.
No, you don't try. It's natural for you. Alex tried. You do it just as easy as breathing.
So, I think I'll jump in with something that happened. And I haven't been able to talk about this for a while because I've been on. But there was a civil war between my maids that come by my house.
Tell me the story.
Okay, so one of the maids is hardworking. She works so hard she cleans most of the houses, and the other two just kind of do a little bit and they talk to each other. So this maid got really pissed off, and so she betrayed her maid comrades to start a new maid group. And she came to us and was like, "I want your business. I'm the hardworking one. Just let us try to clean your house, and we'll see. You'll see just how good we are." So my parents were like, "Okay, we'll try."
May we help you, Kenshi?
Sorry.
And so the other maid comes in, does a good job. We're going to stick with you. And so the original group was called You Got Maids, and now the splinter group that has succeeded our business is called Better Maids.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you have maids.
Yeah, he tries to act like he's not rich, but everything he tells us is to the exact contrary. So
they come by every other week.
It could be worse.
They come more frequently than my maids that never come, so you're rich.
I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues a while back during some downtime between rehearsals, and this new guy tried to jump into the conversation. We were talking about how our families have been affected by the recession. And he said that whereas her parents had been forced out of their previous living conditions and mine have gone from financially stable to frequently living from paycheck to paycheck, or in my dad's case, from job to job because he does remodeling work. His grandparents had to sell part of their mountain in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
But you can't. I mean, what can you do with half of a mountain? You need the whole thing. Oh God, that's terrible. What are you going to do without the other side dedicated to rock climbing instead of just one side for skiing and snowboarding activities? Come on.
Maybe it's even worse than that. Maybe they bought the bottom of the mountain and now they're just stuck on the top.
It's kind of adorable because he said it like he's trying to commiserate with us for the financial difficulties we've had. It's just like that's a multi-million-dollar thing that you just casually mentioned there. That's more money than both of our families combined will ever see.
Yeah, so during the summer, I'll be going on a 7-day cruise. So,
of course you are.
Zero, not helping your case.
He's not even trying to help.
He's given up. He gave up, and now he's just trolling us with telling us what he's going to do.
Yeah, I've given up. It's no point. Frickin', we were talking about doing a Euro trip for 2018. So
I love that movie.
Me too. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
So this week was spring break for my younger brother and my mom, who's also a teacher. And so my family left and went on spring break.
Where's she teaching?
And didn't bring me. So I had the house pretty much to myself.
Ooh, time for a sexy party.
No, he doesn't have those.
No, I don't have those. And so I have Play Persona 5. That's what I have.
It's a good plan.
That's what I did with nobody to stop me. And I was playing Persona
on vacations. My great uncle killed himself.
Oh, well, that's a vacation of a sort.
Yeah. My mom and dad ended up driving down to Texas last weekend for the funeral.
Damn.
Well, on the plus side, he went out on his own terms, which is better than what would have happened otherwise.
Anyways.
Persona 5.
So, I was playing Persona 5. And I forgot to lock the cage of the thing that my dog sleeps in at night.
Oh, I think.
And so he got out during the night, and since I couldn't let him outside, he decided, hey, what would be a good idea? I'm just going to crap everywhere. And so we were going to be...
seems to be able to produce double the weight of its own body.
So it was just pretty bad. And I woke up and I was like, okay, I got to record the anime thing that we're doing now with Casey and everybody. And then I go outside. I go out my room. I'm going to get like a drink or something. And I see that there's, it wasn't great.
Shit everywhere.
So I had to scrub that up and make it. And I didn't tell my parents at all what happened. It's just like, no, it never happened. Never happened. So it was pretty bad because it wasn't like solid completely. So
then they'll find out about it when they listen to this podcast.
They won't listen to this podcast. They don't listen to this podcast at all.
I'm gonna email your dad like, hey, your dog.
You don't know his name.
I know his name. You're a junior, so I know his name.
No, shut up.
You're a junior.
Shut up. Don't tell them.
You're a junior.
Yes, I am.
I mean, I'm not one to laugh. I've got a cousin who's the fourth, but
I have a cousin who's the third.
I mean, I'm a junior as well. Why is that hilarious?
Funny to me because he's absolutely wrong about whether I could actually find out who his dad is. I not only know his name, I know his job, so he will be on the company website because he's pretty high up as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, my thing is, I find it funny because every single person who's got the name of their parent that I'm personally aware of, including him actually, is fairly well off.
Well,
like, that cousin I got who's the fourth, his family were smart enough to get out of real estate before the 2008 bubble popped.
My cousin who's the third, has a mild autism, and they're very they live in an apartment. They're very poor. So there goes that theory.
Well, I don't know them.
I don't know. I just wanted to disprove you.
I didn't say that every person who is a junior or would you say better or worse in that situation?
Greater is probably the word you would use. Junior or greater.
But then that would imply junior or senior. Because senior is greater than junior.
No,
my
because
goal
the
is
other way is like numbers, because third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so third is greater than junior.
Yeah, it's really confusing to have the same name as your dad, especially when it comes to male. And people get confused but at the same part of me is I'm never gonna name my kid after me, and part of me is I should name my kid after me and make him name his kid after him and keep it going till we get to the 20th, so we sound like we're royalty.
I mean, you are kind of close. You're an Esquire.
He's heir apparent to KFC.
The heir to KFC. You're 13th in succession to inherit KFC.
I don't think so, but okay.
How do you even become an Esquire?
Google that.
Esquire is just a term that's used to refer to an unmarried man.
Well, there we go.
Some evolution then, apparently, because it used to be the name for a squire.
Esquire.
Yeah, that's where it's from, originally.
Squire!
Can we talk a bit about how Atlas is doing this thing with streaming or recording Persona 5 footage? Because they set up all these rules so that you can't record anything past 7.7, and you have to cut out all boss fights except for the first one and major story beats.
That seems fairly stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as stupid in this instance because it's a game I've been waiting a decade for, and I don't want it spoiled. And you know what the internet immediately did as soon as they heard them make that announcement or
spoil it?
Announcement?
Yeah,
they did en masse.
Nice going, Atlas.
Which is why it's so stupid.
Yeah, that's the Streisand effect in action right there, guys.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because I've never actually seen the thing that Streisand tried to get taken down.
Neither have I. I don't even know about it. It's actually more famous just for the fact that she tried it than what she was trying it for.
Yeah, more or less.
It's such a different approach to say Nier Automata.
I'm looking this up.
It's like Nier Automata or the new Zelda, where the companies would just post a thing that said, "Hey, please don't spoil the game," and then that's it. They didn't force you to not do it with threatening taking down your videos or whatnot.
Yeah, that's a special kind of stupid.
In fairness, they're owned by Sega, and it's Sega.
Sega are scumbags.
It was Atlas Japan that seemed to be the one driving behind it.
Sega are scumbags, second only to EA.
If memory
what did
serves,
Sega do?
bear in mind, I haven't got the quote in front of me, but if memory serves, the announcement was very, we would hate to have to do this, but if you do this, then we're going to be forced to do such and such and such and such, which sounds more like it's coming from on high, which means Sega.
Yeah, our Japanese overlords.
What did what did Sega do?
Well, Sega own Atlas, so it's them with whom the buck stops. So.
Okay, so I looked up Streisand effect. It is named after American entertainer Barbara Streisand, whose 2003 attempt to suppress photographs of her residence in Malibu, California, inadvertently drew further public attention to it.
Yes.
Okay.
So there you go. It was photos of her residence in Malibu. Oh, and guess what the picture is for the Wikipedia article?
The photos in Malibu.
Yes. Self-demonstrating article.
So, is there anything significant about the photos, or is it just don't look at my house?
It's basically don't look at my house.
Yeah.
That's dumb. You're a celebrity. There are literally maps to it.
Shit.
Not really, because it's Barbara Streisand and no one cares.
Well, I mean, I'm a random nobody, and there's maps to my house. I mean, shit, if you rewind a few years, you can see waving to the satellite in the backyard.
Apparently, it started because she sued the photographer and the website he posted it on for violation of privacy.
Okay, unless you put up black sheets over the boundaries of your property, there's not much you can do about, sight. And,
Yeah, unless they posted something that was like... Basically, unless they post nudie pictures, I'm pretty sure it's not violation of privacy to take pictures of your house.
Yeah, it's like personal privacy is a thing. Property privacy, not so much.
Let's see. Adelman photographed the beachfront property to document coastal erosion as part of the California Coastal Records Project, which was intended to influence government policymakers. Before Streisand filed her lawsuit, Image 3850 had been downloaded from Adelman's website only 6 times. 2 of those downloads were by Streisand's attorneys. As a result of the case, public knowledge of the picture increased substantially. More than 420,000 people visited the site over the following month.
Oh, to have such an ego that you believe that someone that wasn't even trying to take pictures of your house should take it down because your house happens to be in it. And
to be fair,
you have the legal right to say so.
To be entirely fair, American celebrity.
Yep.
Basically my point, yeah.
To have such an ego that you are a fairly average American celebrity.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So, Casey, what did you do this week?
I played Persona for most of it until I fucked up and then didn't play for a day. Then I had another D&D game with my sister and brother-in-law. They were sick, or had been recently. They had warned me of this in advance, that they had been sick and that it might be contagious.
So how phlegmy are you right now?
Wrong kind of sick.
Gross.
Yeah, so...
What's the right kind of sick?
The awesome sick. Like that's sick.
Yeah. So, not feeling it yet, but there's an oncoming something that, there's a foreboding in my innards right now. So that's not...
Oh, goody. That kind of sick.
Yeah, that kind of sick. The wrong kind of sick.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, so that happened. But, the game was
Sounds
kind
like
of
fun.
Man,
Man,
they're still very new to the game, so it's kind of like... They don't quite get that if you fail a persuasion check, you can't just try again until you win. So trying to browbeat every single person in the game until they get their way.
That's stupid.
Yeah, they're new to the game and are used to video game conversation systems where you can pretty much do that in most of them. So Yeah. So that was difficult to get through, but, it's fine. They'll learn. Or we'll stop playing, either way.
So, did I mention bare bones during the failed podcast that never was?
Bare bounds?
Bare bones.
Bare bones.
Yes.
Can't say I remember.
Bare Bones Beyond. It is an RPG system made by Pro Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since this podcast is actually going out, I'm gonna plug these guys here because this is a really good system, and you guys should totally buy it.
Yeah, it's like a really. I think the intention was it's like a straightforward system, and you only need 6-sided dice, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a system that, according to the creator, is designed to focus more on narrative and letting your characters do what you have envisioned for them to be able to do, rather than trying to restrict you with an incredibly complex system of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of D&D has been streamlined to the point where, I mean, the only things that's like, hey, lots and lots of numbers is holdovers from old systems. And everything else has been streamlined to the point where, yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want. And there's fairly straightforward systems to outline how to do those things.
This is in 5th edition?
Yeah.
Meh.
What edition do you prefer, Tater?
3.5.
See, that is the complicated one. That is the incredibly complicated one.
Right. I like 3.5 for reasons different than why I like Bare Bones Beyond.
Right.
I like B3 because it's a highly narrative experience. I like D&D 3.5 because, like early Yu-Gi-Oh!, at least in the anime, it is a broken, exploitable piece of crap that you can have hilarious fun with by taking it slightly too seriously.
Yeah, like
it was actually
the tales of D&D are kind of insane sometimes. Just reading what some people can get away with because it's in the rules. You can do that.
Like, it was actually a running joke in my last regular gaming group that instead of ever making a heal check, our party cleric would just shove someone's face into the nearest bucket of water if they were done. Because the way that drowning is written in 3.5 is the second round that you are drowning, you are at 0 hit points.
Which means you are not below 0 hit points.
Correct, which means if you're at -9 and you're in a coma, they shove your head in a bucket of water and you regain 9 HP.
That's so dumb, but so amazing.
That's not even the stupidest thing that happened. And I did this myself more than once, mostly because in my groups, my rule is, if it's funny, I'll probably let you get away with it. But there was a guy who tried to use the eschew materials feat on Launch Bolt. I use Launch Bolt. Where's the bolt? You don't have bolts in your inventory. I use eschew materials, so you're launching a bolt that's not there. Yep. I'm eschewing materials on a colossal launch bolt.
Oh, Tater, tell them the story about tell them the dwarven stubbornness story.
Oh yes, that was funny. That was a campaign where I had the group dungeon crawling, and there was a pit that was slightly too long for the party rogue to jump across, but the only way to cross it, unless you could jump it, was to pull a lever on the other side to extend a bridge from the walls. So after thinking for a minute, the party, what was it? I think it was a wizard fighter gestalt, said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to walk across the pit, sit down in the middle of it, and will the pit out of existence. What? I use dwarven stubbornness. Your character is human. I roll to develop dwarven stubbornness. What are you rolling? A d20. No, I mean, what skill are you rolling to develop dwarven stubbornness? Dwarven stubbornness. You know what? I'll allow it. He rolled 3 20s in a row.
I had a person in a campaign I was in. They wanted to seduce the captain of this. She wanted to seduce the captain of this like base, who's like a wyvern rider. You know,
Yeah.
that's when wyvern is just sick, right?
Yeah.
And so, my DM's like, no, she's straight, but if you roll, maybe you can change something. She rolled 3 20s in a row, and had the girl completely fall in love with her and changed her sexual orientation. And that person became one of our permanent party members for the rest of the game.
So there was one, this was actually the conclusion of the last campaign I did with this group before a couple of them moved away. They're facing down an elder evil, a creature of darkness and despair that feeds off of the pain and misery of thinking beings. They're trying to diplomacy this guy, and they're facing down an avatar that's holding them off while the main body of the eldritch horror comes into the world. So they ask, out of character, we need to adjourn outside for a minute because we need to have a conversation and figure this out. Their characters had enough time to plan hiking up to the peak where the altar was, so I allowed it. They come back in almost half an hour later, real time. They sit down, and the party bard leans forward, puts his elbows on the table, points at my nose. Have you ever considered university tenure?
We're just kind of swapping D&D stories at this point.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
I got one last one.
Okay.
In the current campaign I'm a part of, I have a character named Korg. And Korg is a Goliath, big barbarian dude, and he loves the bagpipes. That's his thing. He's a barbarian that loves bagpipes. And his bagpipes are like Goliath bagpipes, and he punches them to play them. He doesn't just they're just so big. And so anyways, I'm playing really loudly in this inn, and they get really mad because they keep telling me to stop, but I won't stop because I'm on a roll. And so, one of the inn waitresses is apparently secretly a ninja because she throws a knife at me and she misses on purpose. But my character's like, no, let me help you out there. He grabs a knife and stabs it into his chest and says, this is how you do it. And I'm like, I roll to intimidate. Natural 20. And everyone's just afraid of this crazy man who just stabbed himself into the chest and keeps on playing the bagpipes.
That's amazing. One of the things that in the campaign, one of the other guys in a previous campaign just flat out did not allow this. He had a guy try and say that his bardic focus was whistling.
All right, I could buy that.
Yeah, that could work.
No, it's got to be an instrument. It's got to be your voice or an instrument.
Well, that is your voice.
Whistling is
well, actually, bardic performances can also be done through dancing.
But even so, whistling is totally an instrument.
Yeah,
It's essentially
you're using your body as an instrument to make a whistling sound. So
Yeah, but he ended up calling bullshit on it because it was specifically so he could have both hands free to wield weapons.
But
if
just
you're
go with
singing, isn't it the same thing you're singing though?
Huh?
If you're singing, isn't that the same thing then?
Yeah, but singing isn't stupid.
It can be.
I guess you'd have the same rule for a kazoo then.
So I one time had a
No, Kazoo would fall somewhere between my two extremes. If it's funny, I allow it. If it's fucking stupid, I don't. I'm not sure.
I mean, in fairness, if he said okay to the kazoo, then the next game he would actually bring a kazoo and use it during the game. And that would be the worst thing ever.
You know, just for that, I've got a kazoo somewhere around on this desk.
Oh God!
I don't want to hear it, please.
No, stop, please.
Instruments don't do well in the mic.
I don't.
I'm kidding. It's in my room. I'm too lazy to get up right now.
So one of my campaigns, I was a half-orc cleric, intentionally because I knew a half-orc would make a shitty cleric.
Maddie, do not say her name on this podcast.
Okay, I will not say my half-orc cleric's name.
Good.
You guys, I won't. Okay, so what can I call her instead? I guess I can
half-orc cleric.
Call her by her last name, Polly's.
Yes, there we go.
So Miss Polly's was the half-orc cleric to an all-female party. There was one male on the entire party, and that was her pet mule.
Stubby,
yes. I just named it Stubby. Random decision. I don't know why. Stubby was the pack mule. You know, held all other things. But we all started out level 2. Well, we did level 1, but then have their like solo things to bring us up to level 2. So it was a low-level party thing at first, starting out. But Miss Polly's kept failing at all the things she was good at. Like, at one point, she rolled for a heal check to see if a fallen enemy was okay. Determined he was bleeding, even though he wasn't. Yes. Bad at everything she was supposed to be good at. Where Stubby's over here being fucking awesome at everything. Like, mules were already good at listening spot checks, but he always, like, nailed those anyway. Stubby one time succeeded a heal check.
We once went into a boss battle with like a bunch of knights and everything. They had horses, right? So they were getting murdered. Everyone was getting murdered, right? All the horses got murdered except for one. There's one horse. It dodged every single attack that came its way perfectly, and like. We took that horse with us, man. It's like we want that horse. It's probably already died, but it survived.
By the end of the campaign, Stubby had become a mixed XP of Kamina and Eeyore.
Okay.
We even got him blackened sunglasses. We even got him sunglasses like Kamina's.
Kaminor.
You shall pierce the heavens.
Yes, his hooves shall pierce the heavens.
And I can respect that. We put sunglasses on a ferret before, so.
Oh yeah, that's the thing we did.
Yeah. Okay. We needed at one point start up a new Pokemon something.
Who has time for it?
Yeah.
You know, I would honestly like to get you guys into a D&D or Bare Bones or something campaign at some point.
We tried to do it, and it didn't work out. But if you could DM, I'm sure we could get something working.
I've got several pre-made settings. World building is my thing.
Okay, good. So then I don't have to, because like it was like at first I'm gonna have to DM, or like Casey's gonna have to DM, and I tried to DM, and
I've DM'd before, so
I'm not cut out for DMing either.
So I guess the main question would be: do you guys buy the Bare Bones book, or do I share around some of my 3.5 PDFs?
I could just look at a 3.5
I can't afford the Bare Bones book.
I could just look at a 3.5 PDF if necessary.
I can share the Bare Bones book with you, Maddie.
Oh, okay.
Gosh,
I really don't want to have to learn yet another system.
like I have the thing is I have the 5e handbooks, so it's easier for me. But like
I also have the 5e. I have PDFs of the 5e handbooks, but the thing is, 3.5 is what I've been playing for over a decade.
Yeah, I was playing through like the 3.5 style system, but we transitioned over to 5 after a while because it was easier for my DM, and you know, because he was still relatively new.
Anyway, I think at this point, Casey, maybe wrap up the podcast and we can keep talking about this.
We got like 5 minutes left, as far as I'm concerned.
Like, freaking, we've just been telling stories. Fandom Flux tells stories. There we go.
Yeah.
Bada boom. Just a sort of like an introductory kind of chill thing. We'll probably have more focus in future episodes.
Will we?
I guess.
Why?
I don't know. Don't people like that?
Is there any particular reason to believe that we will have more focus in future episodes?
No.
But I'm an optimist, though. So
I'm a realist.
Yeah. The entire point of splitting these up was so that we didn't have to worry about wasting time on random crap that we tend to do. So, Kenchwa, what have you been doing this week aside from breaking your leg and playing Persona? Anything interesting?
Well, first of all, I didn't break it. Second of all, I got like a washing machine and a dryer like now. That's why I had to step away for a few minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
To lift them into my house.
Oh.
So yeah.
I had to have like a meeting at work for a new thing that we're launching at my store. We're doing like a soft sell first, and then we're gonna actually put it in TV commercials. I can't talk about it yet.
Oh, I was gonna ask.
No, I can't talk about it.
Could you tell me? Could you tell me what it is?
I could PM you what it is right now.
Yeah, I can't have it anyway, so there's no KFC near me anymore.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. I don't go to KFC for the reasons.
So we just left.
Yeah,
Sorry
right.
about that. Momentary internet issues. My apologies.
It's okay.
I'm messaging Casey with what we're releasing.
I'm assuming on Skype or something. Oh, on the air. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I got to try it today. I made it and then I tried it, and yeah, I'm excited for that. I guess I've been hearing about it from my dad for like months. So
okay, fair enough.
Really, like Persona 5's just been taking up, I think, everybody's time. It's a good game.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is that they seem way too concerned with what other people think of them. They're all misfits. Why the fuck do you care what everyone else thinks of you?
Because they like there's an overarching arc for that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's basically the whole thing for the story. Is everyone is treated by authorities, and they can't do anything about it because that will harm their reputation. Essentially, is every character in the game.
That's fucking stupid.
I wish there was a little more variety in it, but it still kind of makes some amount of sense, and it's pretty cool.
Weasel, is your door open?
No, it's closed. That's the sad thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh well, it's fine. Someone just sounds very excited for Persona, that's all. I don't blame them. It's a very good game.
I got the oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna have to bow out just for a bit until that stops. Sorry.
Just mute your mic. Yeah. I got the Persona 5 Take Your Heart edition, by the way.
Yeah, so did I. I got a mini Morgana. It's awesome. He's so cute.
Yeah, mini Morgana. I got the school bag. I got the soundtrack. I got the art book. Freaking that soundtrack is solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'm not sick of it yet.
Yeah.
You guys haven't even got like. Oh, and the DLC is out if you want to buy Persona 3 or Persona 4 costumes and music. It gives you the costumes and the battle music.
Nah.
Anyway, I posted a link in the general chat.
Sure, I joined it.
So that could be a thing, or it could be something that just completely fails to happen. We'll find out.
It's always a coin flip.
All right, so last thing we should do before ending the podcast, because this is still part of the podcast, and I haven't been able to do this yet for varying reasons, as far as I'm aware. I don't think I've done this yet this month, anyway. Did I? I don't remember.
I don't
Fuck it,
think
we'll
so.
do it again. We'll do it again. Patreon. It's the thing we should do.
Okay. Patreon. Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
Zero is sleepy.
Yeah, I woke up early because I had to get to a meeting.
I didn't. I slept for 16 hours.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
also
you.
a bad sign for my health, by the way, is sleeping
Yes,
for that long.
you shouldn't be asleep for that long.
But Zero, now at least you know how to make KFC's crispy Georgia Gold. Or whatever the fuck they had you making.
We already did the Georgia Gold. We're doing it right now. It's actually pretty good. It's just we make the normal chicken, and they put like a sauce on it.
I didn't know you didn't have the thing that you just messaged me about.
Tangy.
Having.
Yeah, we don't have that thing in American stores. Was what I was messaging Casey, and so now it's finally coming over.
Yeah, I didn't know you didn't have it. So cool, good for you. Bad for me because now I don't have it. Anyway, Patreon donors this month. We have Crossbrain donated $10. Yay, Crossbrain. Arixum donated $10. Yay, Arixum.
Yeah.
Tempestropa donated $5. Yay, Tempestropa.
$5.
Where are you, man?
I think he's like some sort of omnipotent being who's just watching.
Like, I've not heard from Tempest Troper in months now, and I'm almost kind of worried.
Yeah.
Like I like.
If something
I know
happened, surely the bank would have closed his account or something, right? Right?
Right? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's just some omnipotent, benevolent being who bestows unto us every month the gift of $5.
I need to write more stuff for my stories. Gosh, I've been working on a new story, and I've been kind of reorganizing it because I wrote it out, and then I was like, okay, no, this is too chronological. I need to shift it around.
Oh, you're gonna drop it after one chapter like the Krillin story?
No, I'm gonna write a lot of this story before I even publish it.
Cool.
So
is this the same one that we were talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I want to write like at least 3, maybe a lot more chapters, and then I'm going to do things to it so that now I have a good idea. I'm going to reorganize it and do other things because I'm not going to tell it fully chronologically and not fully from the same perspective either.
So, continuing what we were doing before, Ethan F donated $10. Thank you, Ethan F. Yay, Ethan F. You 08 donated $20. Yay, him, Australian guy. Bomber BCM donated $20. Yay, Bomber BCM. You want to be on the podcast? Just say so, and we'll try and sort something out. It would probably be this show or.
Yeah, this is the Hangout show. If you want to be on if you have opinions about a writing or an anime show, let us know. We'll see if we could work something out.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. There was another thing that I wanted to bring up, and I forgot what it was. Oh, that everyone's constantly messaging now. That's the schedule going forward that I haven't mentioned yet. It will be active as of the start of next week. Hopefully we'll have the anime thing recorded by then, but who knows? So, Zero Interest will be... I know we stopped doing it for this week, but it will be back on Mondays and Fridays from next week onward. Tuesday will be... Right. We were going to make Tuesday the podcast day, but it's going to have to be Sunday this week. So, starting the week after that, it'll be on Tuesdays from then on. Thursday should be the writing show if we have one ready. Wednesday will be the anime show, Anime Reflux, as we've decided to call it. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, that's pretty much the schedule going forward.
Yeah, and the anime, for those in advance, it's going to be Sengoku Basara. Watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to... Also, I don't know if we mentioned this, but me and Casey have finished recording all of Zero Interest for Ruby.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So you guys can expect to see all of my reactions to the crazy stuff that happens.
And the not so crazy stuff that happens.
And the not so crazy stuff. The somewhat disappointing stuff at times.
Yeah. Oh well. So,
yeah.
I guess we can call that an episode.
Yeah.
That was episode 171. Yeah. So, thank you everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 171. If you'd like to get in contact with us, to the YouTube channel with the comments, please do it on Patreon if you feel so inclined. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 171. Bye now.
Bye.
I did it well for once. Yay.
Yay.
Yay.